If there's one thing that gearheads like, it's engines. We spend a lot of time and money making them look good and making them run good. But there is one area on an engine that's almost always overlooked and can be a real source of frustration, and that is in the vacuum lines and hoses. Because they get hard and brittle over time, making them almost impossible to disconnect. They'll crack on you, giving you vacuum leaks, and of course they look bad. Well, fortunately, a company named Oomph Labs decided to do something about this, came out with a product called Hose Candy. Check it out. Now, the old way was to tug and pull on old hoses and try to get them off. This usually resulted in busted knuckles and broken hoses and a whole new 4-letter word vocabulary. Wouldn't it be great to be able to disconnect hoses with just a simple twist of a fitting? Well, Hose Candy has a quick disconnect system called the Sidewinder that's designed specifically to convert smaller vacuum and turbo lines to quick disconnects. This means it's also perfect to use on map sensors and pressure sensors, regulators, carburetors, wastegate boost controllers, emission controls, PCV hoses, coolant overflow hoses, windshield washer hoses, 4x4 air lockers. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. A small kit will allow you to do 4 to 8 hoses, a medium kit will handle 9 to 18 hoses, and the large kit will do 18 to 36 hoses. The ends, of course, are available in various different colors so you can really dial in the look that you want. And to better seal the hose and fittings in a high pressure situation, you have heat shrink tubing in various colors. If you want to upgrade to a high performance silicone hose, Hose Candy has that in 3 different colors. However, if your stock hoses are still in good shape, you can reuse them and save yourself the cost, because Hose Candy will work on any kind of hose. The Sidewinder kit is laid out with aluminum rotators, snap barb connectors, twist barb connectors, special fittings, rubber boots, heat shrink tubing, and all kinds of adapters, everything that you need to run custom vacuum hoses. Now, to assemble the fittings, first decide what hose size you're going to be using, then select the proper snap barb fitting that goes with it. This fitting has a barb on one end and a snap lock on the other, and it just slips into the rotator until it clicks. Now, in case you're wondering, these rotators have one side designed to fit the twist-in quick coupler, and the other side is where the snap barb slides in. It can only go one way, and when it clicks, it sticks. It's not going to come apart, leaving you with a trouble-free rotating assembly. Okay, while we're discussing the rotators, you'll notice that you have both long and short ones in the kit. The longer ones are designed to hide the fitting for a little cleaner look. Now, once you've decided which rotators you're going to be using, take your hose and slide it onto the barb. Now, the good news is that once you push the hose on there, it's pretty tough to get it back off. But if you're going to want an even more permanent seal, a band of heat shrink tubing will do the trick. To install the heat shrink, that's just a matter of sliding it in place behind the fitting and warming it up with a heat gun to draw it down onto the hose. Now, this stuff is incredibly strong, and it not only strengthens the seal, but it looks really good too. Now, just take a twist connector, slide it onto the hose that you're connecting to, and that's it. The specialty fittings here are where the system gets really versatile, because something like this T will allow you to connect to a gauge in just seconds. These quick plugs will give you a way to cap things off. The possibilities here are endless. Let's say you want a quick disconnect on your carburetor. That's where these rubber boots come in. They slide onto any hose barb, and you can set them up with either end on them so you have a quick disconnect right on the carb with the right fitting on it. This will make things like swapping carburetors and intakes and hooking up diagnostic tools a breeze. Now, as far as strength goes, the fittings are actually stronger than the hoses. They'll handle up to 30 inches of vacuum and over 100 PSI without leaking. Now, you're probably looking at this going, man, that's great. Well, what about the other hoses on my engine? Radiator, heater hoses. Well, Hose Candy's got some help for you there too. Let's take a look. These are hose skins, and you can get them in all kinds of colors. We've got solid black here and a diamondback pattern. And these slide right over your existing hoses and seal with heat shrink tubing. These will protect your hoses from mild abrasion and up to a 500-degree heat. The next step up is called dragon skin. Now, this will handle up to 1,200 degrees and has incredible abrasion resistance. Then for extreme heat and protection, they have this special wrap that you wrap around hoses, and it'll not only prevent heat from getting in and out, but also pretty much any sharp object that tries to damage your hose. To seal the sleeves on the hose, they have heat shrink tubing in various sizes and colors, and a really slick piece is this heat shrink hose clamp that allows you to eliminate traditional radiator and heater hose clamps completely. Of course, when you put it all together, you end up with hoses that not only look really good, but they'll handle pretty much anything that you want to throw at them. If you're looking to transform the looks and increase the performance of the hoses on your vehicle, and you need something that you know is going to fit and work with either OEM or custom hoses, Hose Candy has the kits and the parts to make it possible. For more information, go to hosecandy.com.